Not only in the High Heaven sect, but the entire Shadowed Star cultivators' eyes are all in the same position at this moment. Emperor Garden. At this time, colorful light is rolling, dazzling people's eyes, floating quietly in the sky. Don't know how many feet high it is. There are clouds floating by the side, making it looming and invisible. And with the movement from the Emperor Garden, an invisible coercion swayed the power of Emperor Prestige. Fortunately, the power of this Emperor Prestige is not strong. Otherwise, there will be at least more than 80% of the cultivators on Shadowed Star who would not be able to bear it. A soft trembling sound came from all over the Shadowed Star, and the palm-sized jade token exuded a soft and white light, and appeared leisurely. Even if these jade tokens were stored by the cultivator in the space ring, at this moment they seemed to be this mysterious force that attracted it and flew out by itself. The owners of the Emperor Jade stretched out their hands to hold the Emperor Jade, and the unspeakable feeling spread all over the body, and their bodies were shocked, revealing the color of joy. Emperor Garden is about to open. Although no one told them this information, when they held the Emperor Jade, they felt the magic power at the same time. Since the birth of the Emperor Garden, it has been 2 or 3 years since it was born. Now the Emperor Garden is finally opening. This is a great opportunity, and countless people are excited. In the High Heaven sect, Xianxia shook his figure and appeared beside Yang Yan and the others, looking up solemnly. Xianxia. Yang Yan called out, her red lips slightly opened. Xianxia grinned as if he knows what she want to say. I know. Yang Yan nodded slightly and said no more. Although Qiantong and others want to ask Xianxia how stable his realm is now, it was obviously not the time to talk about it at this moment. They also fell silent. Time continued to pass. Under the eyes of everyone, the Emperor Garden in the sky was wrapped in a thick colorful glow, which looked magnificent. Not long after, the colorful glow suddenly poured into the Emperor Garden, as if absorbed by it. Immediately afterwards, 3 white beams of light shot straight down from the bottom of the Emperor Garden, at an extremely slow speed. Seeing this situation, Xianxia's heart shrank and his face changed slightly. The last time the Emperor Jade was born, there were also similar situations, and as a result, Dragon Cave Mountain's protective formation was blasted away, and now there are 3 beams of light. Wouldn't High Heaven sect encounter the same thing? Fortunately, Xianxia's worries were nothing much to worry about. Although the 3 beams of light shot straight down, they only extended into the air and stopped. After the beam of light disappeared, something seemed to be left in the mid-air, emitting a dazzling light. Everyone held their breath and stared at them. Although the distance is far, everyone present is not weak, so they can naturally see clearly the things left after the 3 beams of light disappeared. It was surprisingly 3 white jade discs suspended in mid-air. Strangely, the volume doesn't look big, it only occupies a few feet in the radius, and on the white jade disc the mysterious and complex lines flashed a ray of light, and the delicate formation was clearly carved on it. It's just that the distance between each other is estimated to be at least about 100 miles. Space Law Formation. Yang Yan's beautiful eyes flashed with a strange color, and she said thoughtfully, it looks like it is necessary to pass through the 3 space law formation to enter the interior of the Emperor Garden. So that's it. Qiantong and the others suddenly realized when their eyes lit up. These days, they have been guessing. After the Emperor Garden is opened, how to go deep into the Emperor Garden. After all, from the naked eye, the Emperor Garden does not seem to have any clear entrance, which makes countless powerhouses on the Shadowed Star numerous headache. Originally, they guessed that the entrance had something to do with the Emperor Jade that appeared not long ago. But now it seems that this idea is very wrong. When the Emperor Garden is opened, there will be 3 space law formation. You only need to pass the space law formation to enter the Emperor Garden. The Emperor Jade is only used to resist the Emperor Prestige. Without the Emperor Jade, it is impossible to get close to those 3 space law formation. Everything is readily accessible. My old man, let's take a step ahead. Just as everyone was pondering, there was an old voice from the side. As soon as the voice fell, two figures flew up, turning into flowing light and galloping towards a certain space law formation. It is the Palace Master and Great Elder of Floating Mist Palace. Now that the Emperor Garden has been opened, and the Space Law Formation has appeared, they are naturally unwilling to delay anything. The so-called first move is advantageous, and they leave immediately. At the price of paying a piece of Emperor Jade, they were able to enter the interior of the High Heavens sect. From this square to the Emperor Garden, they were faster than the others on the Shadowed Star for at least half a day. The two can take advantage of this half-day to explore more places and find more treasures. Just after they set off for the Emperor's Garden, two other groups of people also flew into the sky in the High Heaven sect, but their geographical location was not satisfactory. Although they were within the reach of the High Heaven sect, they were far away from the square. Naturally, these two groups of people paid a big price to buy the departure location from High Heaven sect. Xianxia's great amplifier Divine Sand was obtained from one of them. At the same time, outside the flowing flame sand field, the long-awaited forces of various sizes flew into the sky, turning into colorful rays of light. However, if they want to get close to the Emperor Garden and the Space Law Formation, they must first bypass the barrier that the three flame rings have transformed into, which takes a lot of time. Seeing that the two people of Floating Mist Palace had already made the first step, Xianxia couldn't help looking anxiously at Xianxia. Of course Xianxia knew what he meant, and said with a grin, "Let's set off too." Xianxia was overjoyed, and immediately drove the Saint Chi with Fed G2 to Rapway Guchang in it and flew upwards. The four people of Colored Glass sect followed closely, and the three people of Clean Sky sect left one after another, not to be outdone. "Elders, during our absence, you will take care of the sect." Xianxia looked at Xianxia and the others, and whispered, "We will follow the order of the sect master." Xianxia and others agreed in unison. Actually, there is no need to tell anything. Xianxia, Yang and Yixian will all leave for the Emperor Garden this time. Although the strength of these people is not high, the location of High Heaven sect is special, even if someone wants to fight. There is no way to break through the barrier formed by the three flame rings to get inside. High Heaven sect can be said to be extremely safe. Let's go. Xianxia glanced at Yang Yan, his figure flickered, and disappeared in place. When he reappeared, he was already 100 meters away. He didn't know what method Yang Yan used, she was not inferior to him, and soon appeared beside him. Needless to say, Yixian, as the peak powerhouse of the Third Order Void Return stage, she was a bit better than Xianxia in terms of speed alone, and it was extremely easy to keep up with him and Yang Yan. The three of them flew straight up, different from the tension and expectations of the others. Both Xianxia and Yang Yan looked calm. Xianxia was not impatient because he had already gone deep into the Emperor Garden once, and he knew it well. With his previous experience as a guarantee, it would be much easier this time. Yang Yan herself was the wisp of spirit of the Great Emperor. This Emperor Garden is still the Great Emperor's place, although she didn't know much about it now. But as long as she entered the interior, the dusty memory should slowly wake up. No one has a deeper understanding of the Emperor Garden than her. Under their influence, Yixian's excitement gradually calmed down. "Xianxia, how is your realm now?" Yang Yan suddenly asked with concern during the flight. "I haven't had time to be stable but it doesn't matter. As long as I fight a few battles with other people, it should be the same as stabilizing it." Xianxia grinned and didn't take it seriously. Generally speaking, after a martial artist is promoted to a large realm, it takes a certain amount of time to stabilize. The most common and safest way is naturally to meditate. But fighting with others is another way, of course, with certain risks. But Xianxia didn't care. He has full confidence to stabilize his realm in battle. "Well, that's good." Yang Yan nodded lightly. There was nothing else to say on the way. The three of them all flew upwards with enough energy, and the Emperor Garden seemed to be floating directly above the High Heaven sect not far away. But after really rushing towards it, Xianxia discovered that it was basically suspended in the high altitude hundreds of thousands of miles away. No matter how high he flew, it was always directly above him. Moreover, as the distance gets closer, the Emperor's prestige emanating from the Emperor Garden becomes stronger and stronger, like an invisible quagmire, affecting the movement of the Saint Chi in the cultivator's body, and affecting the speed of the cultivator's advancement. Xianxia's eyes lit up, not surprised but delighted, with a thoughtful and eager expression on his face. Flew up another 1,000 feet or so. The power of the Emperor prestige suddenly increased. Obviously, Yang Yan and Yixian had to stimulate the effect of the Emperor Jade, so that it produced a light protective mask covering the body. However, Yang Kai stopped in place. "What's the matter?" Yang Yan looked at him puzzledly, not understanding why he would stop at this critical moment. "You go one step ahead. I want to cultivate here." Yang Kai looked up at her. Yang Yan frowned, but soon revealed a clear expression. "Do you want to use the Emperor prestige here to condense your own chi?" Yixian was also shocked when she said this. "True." Yang Kai did not deny. "This opportunity is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I want to try it." When he went to rescue Qiantong with Fei Jitu and others, he entered Fallen Emperor Mountain. Ning Shangchen told Yang Kai that one day when he was promoted to the Void Return stage, he could enter Fallen Emperor Mountain to consolidate his own power, because there is the power of Emperor Prestige. The power condensed with the help of the power of the Emperor Prestige seems to be much stronger than the momentum of the general martial artist, and the benefits are indescribable, but this kind of thing has not been confirmed yet, and no one knows the truth. At that time, Yang Kai already decided. Regardless of whether the matter was true or false, when he reached the Void Return stage, he would definitely have to go to Fallen Emperor Mountain. If things are really as guessed, it is naturally the best, but even if it is not, it doesn't matter. Anyway, Emperor Prestige has the effect of helping the martial artist to condense his own chi potential, which is recognized by everyone. It's just that since the emergence of the Emperor Garden, there seems to be no Emperor Prestige in the Falling Emperor Mountain. Yang Kai wants to use the Emperor's prestige to condense his own power. Probably this is the only opportunity. If you miss it this time, it will be impossible to find the same conditions in the future. To be continued.